Unsurprisingly, the history of the martini is as obscured and debated as its historical counterparts. What is certain is that the drink evolved from the Manhattan, which was the first American cocktail to combine spirits and vermouth. This might seem weird to anyone that has tried both of those drinks nowadays, but in America in the 1880s, the default vermouth would have been sweet vermouth, and the default gin would have been a Dutch-style Genever, which is much heavier in body and sweeter than the London dry style we know today. The martini's direct ancestor is the Martinez, which is listed in Jerry Thomas's 1887 Bartender's Guide as combining bitters, maraschino, sweet vermouth, and gin. The city of Martinez likes to lay claim to this drink, saying that a lucky miner who had struck gold in the gold fields was making his way back into town, stopped by Martinez and asked the bartender for some champagne. When the bartender didn't have any champagne, he whipped up this concoction instead. The miner loved it and took it with him to San Francisco. Again, a nice but completely unverifiable story. There are other bartenders with names such as Martini and Martine who have claims, as does the theory that the Martini brand of vermouth was so ubiquitous that people started just asking for a martini instead of a gin and martini. Anyway, by the late 1890s, the Martinez had evolved with changing palates and the arrival of new, drier styles of gin into the dry martini. And, just to confuse you, at this point dry martini does mean that it was made with dry vermouth, as most recipes called for equal parts vermouth and gin with orange bitters. During Prohibition, the gin would have been low-quality bathtub gin, so the vermouth was really there to mask that. However, in the following years, we see the martini drying out further and further, with bartenders using less and less vermouth and the orange bitters falling out of fashion. The gin became the hero, to the point where Winston Churchill reportedly took his martini as ice-cold gin with a bow in the direction of France. It may just have been excellent advertising by first of all gin companies and then vodka companies, but they certainly captured the imagination. Personally, I like to sip on a Gibson and channel my inner disenchanted 50s housewife by saying I never go jogging. It makes me spill my martini, so now you know.